Queen Elizabeth II's fancy spin on a breakfast sandwich is the ultimate comfort food. Queen Elizabeth II wasn't best known as a foodie, other than her love for chocolate, but her guilty pleasure sandwich is an indulgent treat that might take you by surprise. The late Queen Elizabeth II, the mother of King Charles, wasn't exactly known for being the biggest foodie, other than her widely reported love for a luxurious chocolate dessert. However, as always, the beloved monarch was full of surprises, and it turns out that there's a rather indulgent sandwich, which is just as popular as a breakfast dish as it is for lunch, that the grandmother of Prince William and Prince Harry especially loved. According to Darren McGrady, her former chef, it was one of her guilty pleasures during his time at the palace. In an interview on Sydney's Keys 106.5 FM, as reported by Daily Mail, he revealed that the late Queen was disciplined, typically sticking to smaller portions and enjoying most of her more luxurious meals in moderation. But one thing she couldn't resist was a croque monsieur, which he describes as a fancy version of a cheese toast tie, with melted Gruyere, ham, and often with bechamel sauce. Why is a croque monsieur so popular? Charlotte Green, BANT registered nutritionist, calls it the definition of comfort food, noting, a croque monsieur takes a simple ham and cheese toast tie and puts it into a fur coat. You get crisp bread, savory ham and melty cheese in every nibble, plus bechamel and extra melted cheese on top. There's a reason it has stood the test of time as a Parisian bistro favorite. She credits the inclusion of bechamel with the extra indulgent feeling of the sandwich. It's creamy, buttery and cheesy, making it incredibly rich. The balance of textures and flavors stimulates the brain's reward pathways and triggers our feel-good chemicals, dopamine and serotonin, which is why it delivers such joy and satisfaction, Charlotte adds. Croque monsieur is a great breakfast sandwich. The nutritionist says that a croque monsieur ticks every box for satiety, which is why it makes such a brilliant breakfast sandwich. Nutritionally speaking, it is a classic trio of protein, carbohydrates and fat, which is why it keeps you full for hours, she says. The bread provides steady energy, especially if you lean towards wholemeal, the ham offers protein for repair and fullness, and the cheese and bechamel bring flavor, fat and staying power. Charlotte warns that, as tasty as it is, a croque monsieur isn't something you should be having every day, and should be eaten in moderation. It is easy to see why it was one of Queen Elizabeth's favorites, though best to enjoy it as she did, as a sometimes food rather than an everyday breakfast.